Who's under more pressure, Simmons or Embiid?
It's Embiid. Because Simmons may be the future of the team. We see about Embiid's health. That's what I have concerns about. But right now, the dominant force on that team is Joel Embiid. Do people understand? Embiid is already an MVP caliber-ish kind of player. Yeah. If Embiid can already shoot the three respectably, if he just has a tick up in his three-point shooting percentage, he'll be the best player in basketball. Think about that for a second. What doesn't he do? He is an all-world defender. He matches up very well with the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Anthony Davis. Those are the other elite seven-footers who can play that position in basketball. And when they go head-to-head, Embiid gets them. Forget about the box score, I know, but I'm telling you, when they go head-to-head, Embiid gets them. Watch the games. He's a devastating offensive presence, and you can play five out with him because of the way he can shoot, but he doesn't quite shoot well enough to make that devastating. If Embiid's shot ticks up that much, Stephen A., he's going to kill the world. Now, who's the best player on the team right now? Embiid or Simmons?
Embiid.
Okay. What are the aspirations at this moment? Freeze the NBA right now. Who should win the title this upcoming season?
Who should win the title
this
upcoming
season, right now?
You could say Philly, but I'd still say L.A.
I'm going to say Philadelphia. I think most people would agree with me. I think Philadelphia would open the season favorite.
They got to get a shooter.
Everything stays the way it is.
Just like the Lakers have to get a roster, the Sixers have to get a shooter.
Tobias Harris can't shoot?
They need more than that.
Richardson shoots well enough. Horford shoots for his position. You're right. They could use an extra shooter. They'll find it. The point is, if you are the favorites to win the chip, and you're the best player on the team, and you're the dude who was calling up the night before saying, I might not be able to make it the next day, right? And you're the dude crying at the end of the series, guess who the pressure's on going into this season? The answer is Embiid.
I say it's Ben Simmons. And the reason why I say it's Ben Simmons is not just because of the contract. It's because as a guard, he has the ball in his hands, even though he's a forward, really a point forward. He has the ball in his hands a significant amount of times more so than Joel Embiid. It's up to him, even more so than Brett Brown, to put Joel Embiid in positions of success. Joel Embiid stepping away from the basket ain't always a good thing. Sometimes it's unnecessary fouls that are picked up, unnecessary turnovers that are incurred, ill-advised jump shots and what have you. That ain't the best of Joel Embiid. The best of Joel Embiid, whether it's facing the basket and taking it to the paint from 15 feet out or playing with his back to the basket, that is where Joel Embiid needs to be absolutely positively unstoppable, okay? And the person that's going to facilitate that success is Joel Embiid. If you're looking at them as being diametrically opposed to one another, individual parts, that would be a different argument. But no, it's not that simple. Joel Embiid needs the assistance of Ben Simmons to reach the pinnacle of greatness that you're alluding to. Ben Simmons doesn't need Joel Embiid to do that. Ben Simmons, all by his lonesome, if he developed a jump shot with the requisite skills that he already has in his arsenal, Ben Simmons could be everything we fantasize about and more, all on his own. Joel Embiid cannot be the player you need him to be, you want him to be, we all expect him to be, without Ben Simmons' help. The greater Ben Simmons is, the greater Joel Embiid will be.
So let me get this straight. The pressure was on Scottie Pippen and Pau Gasol. No, the pressure was on Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. The best player on the team. Embiid is the best player on the team. He's the one entering his prime. He's the one that people like you in the media were critical of in the last playoff run.
I feel what you're saying. So I'm not, listen, that's a respectable position to take. What I'm countering is with this. I think you're giving me the wrong example. I would give you Magic and Kareem. Kareem is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, the most unstoppable move in the history of basketball. Not only is it the most unstoppable move, it is the only unstoppable move in the history of basketball, the skyhook. There has never been another unstoppable move other than the skyhook. You knew it was coming all the time. You knew it wasn't going to do anything else, and there was nothing you could do.
Best thing you could do is try to make him go left.
And he didn't even shoot it with the left hand. He shot it with the right hand going right. You knew it every time, and for 20 years, you couldn't do anything about it. That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, okay? What I am saying to you is, but Magic is ultimately what propelled him
to those heights
right now in in the 80s.
Stephen A., are you expecting, like the playoffs are going to come up again this season?
Okay.
Next year. And are you expecting Ben Simmons to be put in the dunker spot again? Or do you think this time he's still going to be the point guard when it matters most?
Well, it depends on how much he's worked on his shot this offseason.
Agreed. What's your expectation? I would be surprised if he had the ball in his hands as the point guard in those games.
No. I think that you said during the late games, like fourth quarter, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I would be surprised by that too. I expect it to be the first 3 quarters though, and I would tell you that what he shows you over the course of the season in those first 3 quarters will determine what we'll see from him in the fourth.
Right.
But I do believe that we'll see, I tell you this, I think we'll see better than 60% from the free throw line. I definitely think that. Listen, Ben Simmons is good for 4 more points a game from the free throw line.
But what
so
I'm
you talk about
saying-
20 points
what
per
I'm
game, and then
saying
if he
is
gets a perimeter shot, any kind of perimeter shot.
I agree, but if we both anticipate that in the fourth quarter in the playoffs, he's in the dunker spot, he's a power forward basically, not the point guard, then if that's what we're expecting, we can't say the pressure's on him. I mean, there's pressure on everybody just signed a max deal. I think it's a good point, all that stuff. But the guy we're focusing on is going to be Embiid. That's the guy who we're focusing on. That's the guy who's going to face the Heat if they don't win it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.